In a moment, we'll do the most important maneuver in this attack. This is very important to do that. They are not going, they are not attacking anything, they are just standing here. Hello guys, today we're gonna cover a topic of how to bust 12 Nexus. It won't be about the strategy of 12 Nexusing, not covering like all the cases, but rather how to execute the attack properly. So in this game we went for 12 gas, we 13 scouted, and we scouted on first try. So now we see this is 12 Nexus. I immediately know that I will bust it, or attempt to. Maybe I will fail, but that's my plan for now. So in this situation, you want to make your third depot ASAP while still making Marines and STVs. And now our goal with this STV as well is to not lose HP too much, because you want to use this STV to be able to drill STVs in a moment along with the Marines. Okay, so look, now is the moment. As soon as you start your Vulture, start attacking and send your STVs. In this case, he went for like double gateway after the assimilator. This means that he won't be able to build a Zealots before the Nexus is done, but it's too specific for this video. It doesn't matter that much what exactly he wants to play, because I only want to focus on execution. Anyway, just grab like 7 to 9 SCVs, depending on how confident you feel, and just mineral walk to his base. So I took 8. And now remember this probe. Remember what this probe does, whether it died or not. This is important for later. Now another decision. If you don't feel very confident in those rushes, make 2 vultures. If you feel confident, then only make 1 and try to make your tank ASAP after that. We see 2 zealots here, and in a moment we'll do the most important maneuver in this attack. Okay, look, you need to do 2 things before you commit fully. First of all, you need to bind your STVs to one hotkey and your Marines and a Vulture to a separate one. So you want to have like STVs on 1 in my case and Marines and Vulture on 2. And now the second most important thing is to unstack your STVs before attack. Like, this is very important to do that. I think people don't realize that this is so important to do, because now if I would just keep mineral walking into his base, his zealots can move to the right side and he will be able to get into my Marines. But what I want to achieve with my STVs is to create a wall between everything and Marines and Vultures. Like, basically I don't want any unit to be able to come close to my Marines and Vultures. This one STV I sent back home because it was too unhealthy already to fight. And now you have to also visualize. This is something you can do while we are going to his base. Think about where you want to put down your bunker. The way to put down your bunker is to create as little space for his goons to attack your bunker as possible. This won't be always possible, like because you are kind of on a timer. Like, his 2 goons are gonna come soon and you want to finish this bunker ASAP. But it's very good to think about what spot exactly would you want bunker on. And you should have this plan ready before you fully commit. So look how I position my STVs. They are not going, they are not attacking anything, they are just standing here while I'm waiting for this bunker. Actually, in this game, I put my bunker here because I wanted to do a wall from the bunker as well. So now the zealots have to come all the way to the right side, and the goons won't be able to like also jump on my Marines and Vulture. In the meantime, I'm making tank, and I also made 2 more Marines. Actually, you should make Marines as long as you know the push is gonna end, basically. Like, I mean end. When you know you will finish your bunker, you should stop making Marines at this moment, because they are not needed anymore. But in case you will trade for the Marines with Zealots or Goons or Probes, then you want 4 Marines in a bunker. That's the point. So basically, if you have 4 Marines in an attack and you will lose 2, you want another 2, but you never know how many you will lose. So I'll personally just keep making them, and when I know the bunker is going up, then I'm stopping. And also you want mines ASAP. So look, again, like, I put my SCVs towards the top between Vulture and his Zealot. Now his probes come. So again, like, I'm putting away my units, because if my units don't have any of his attacking units in range and I just A move, they will just hit probes. But if they are in range to attack Zealot or Goon, they will want to attack one of them. So I want to get away kind of from that. See how I moved back so I can attack probes? And my STVs are still creating a wall against his units. So in fact, I only lost like 5 HP on this Marine so far, and my bunker is almost up. Okay, that's like the first major damage on my unit, but it didn't even die. Yeah, now when my bunker is finished, this basically crash succeeded. So I sent 8 SCVs, I lost 2 so far, and I killed a bunch of probes. That's almost game over. Protoss can continue very often after losing to 12 Nexus past attempt. I mean, losing the Nexus, but he should save his probes, because in this case, if he lost so many probes, then he will be forever behind. So one more comment about the tank. This is actually something that Jeep lately made me realize, that I was not building my tank fast enough, because now what you want to achieve is to have your tank covering your bunker ASAP, because basically in a moment his range will finish and he will be able to put damage on my bunker for free. To avoid that, I need my tank, because my tank will outrange his goons, making it unable for him to attack my bunker, which is very important, because then I won't lose minerals repairing the bunker, and that's the whole point of making this tank very fast. You only need one, but you need it ASAP in here. And also you need mines, so thanks to mines, if I'll position them somewhere here, basically along the path where he would like to walk out with his goons, then the mines will trigger, making it almost impossible for him to get out. So if you can get your mines and tank very quickly, then you very often just win on the spot. And that's pretty much game over right here, because he cannot do anything. He lost too many probes. Okay, so he will GG out in a moment. But let's talk about the most important steps to do after this. So the first thing you should ask yourself when you are in this position is, what happened to this scouting probe? Because if the probe died, then everything is fine. But if you never saw it, or it escaped and you didn't see where it went, then he might be even proxying gateways under your nose with DTs on the way. And this is actually something that happened in one of the BSL finals in game versus Mihu and Devolt. Like, Mihu busted his Nexus, but Devolt was already proxying gateways under him. And he just went DTs. And even though the game didn't finish immediately, and Mihu fought very well, he couldn't recover after those DTs. That's the first thing to remember about the probe. Second thing is, you want, after the mines are finished, and you will put your mines a little bit around the Nexus. By the way, go only one tank, and then like 1 or 2 more vultures, and then tanks again. But anyway, so about this vulture, put your mines and like near the Nexus area, cover your bunker so he cannot just walk out, and then use this vulture to patrol the area around his main, because you want to make sure he won't do any elevator with shuttle, and because even sending 2 goons across the map, I actually had the situation yesterday on stream where I attacked Mother Early Nexus, I broke it, but then he elevated the 2 goons and walked across the map to my natural and caused some troubles. So you want to know about it beforehand, because then you can prevent it. You can like build a bunker in your nut, you can make a tank and stay with it in home. I mean second tank, because first tank is always going there. Yeah, you just need to know beforehand whether he's doing such a move. So you can put Vulture on patrol right like that and see him coming. Another point is to make, like I mentioned in the comment before, make 1 tank, and after that make 1 or 2 more Vultures, and you will use them in various way. You can put like 2 mines along your path. You can put the rest of them, like 1 mine for sure is going to the next spot. The next mines, depending on what he does. If he elevated out the goons, you can put the mines along the path or something to your base. But the idea of that is that vultures are cheaper, and you want to make 1 or 2 more vultures to give yourself a room to build SCC and eBay and all the good stuff you need. Next thing, after this 1 or 2 vulture, you will keep your tank in home. So you want to go eBay on 1 factory, and then basically after that you want to make a tank, 3 turrets like near your nut, at your ramp, and in your main, like around the minerals in your main, and just sit there, because Protoss will have many options to like try and punish you for you keep sending all your units across to defend your bunker, because he can do like river drop, DT drop event. Is exactly what happened to me yesterday on the stream as well. You have to keep those options of Protoss in mind. And if you see that he's not trying hard to harass the bunker, or it's generally like quiet, even though he should be shooting to the bunker, then even start making marines in home, because you have 2 production buildings. You should use them both if possible, because really what you need to do is to just stay alive. And because your expansion will be so much quicker, right? If he ever breaks out from his nut, because he will be trying hard to hit the bunker, your tank will fall or something like that. And he has pretty big force, and especially if you see a shuttle as well, make a bunker in your nut and make siege ASAP as well. Very often it means that he will try to go for some kind of all-in instead of another Nexus, or usually even two, because what they do is when they break out pretty easily, they will go double Nexus and you cannot do anything about it because you are on one factor and he has two gateways. But if you see a lot of units, Zealous as well, and like I said, shuttle, then make bunker in your nut and be ready to just fight for your life then, because all you need to do then is to defend this attack and you will probably win. You are at a pretty big advantage anyway already at this point, because his Nexus was down for so much time and your CC should be already up at this moment, producing STVs for a long time, so all you need to do is survive. So after you have your setup, you have your turrets, you have your factory, and maybe bunker or not, but basically you have like 2-3 tanks in your main, like 3 marines or 2 you produced as well. Then you go second factory and you add your old tech, which is, I always recommend doing that. Like on factory, almost always go eBay, armory, and academy, and if you have those 3, then you can expand your factory count, but usually don't do that before that. Go second factory and then armory and academy, because you will be missing those. And the final step is usually to go 5 or 6 factory after that as your major follow-up, because Protoss will be behind. And remember that usually when Protoss is behind, the best way of keeping your advantage up is to go for those 5 or 6 pushes or expansions. Anyway, like you just need to make more units instead of like rushing upgrades. This is the major idea, because even when he will see with Observer that you are going for many factories, he has to add gateways, he has to skip tech, he has to skip cannons, sometimes he will not expand because of that. All this good stuff that is going on for you just from him seeing you are about to push. And very often you will kill him anyway, because he will be so behind at this point that you just cannot stop it anymore. Okay, so that would be it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.